Over in this section of the garden, I have some new plants here. These are bluebell shrubs, Arumophila hygrophana. Kind of my new favorite plant. It stays nice and compact. It looks like a little Texas sage. They produce purple flowers all year. These are still recovering from being planted 2 weeks ago, so I should have some blossoms, but they were planted too closely together. My landscape contractor did that, so we need to kind of space them a little farther apart. Over here, I have a giant. Again, it's about 16, 17 years old. This is a yellow bell shrub. It's a slightly different form called Tacoma stans, angustifolia, I believe. And the leaves are a little more narrow. It's more drought tolerant. It's native to the deserts, and a little more cold tolerant than the more lush green ones. Over here, we're going into my side garden where I keep most of my edible plants. I have fruit trees. This is an Arizona sweet orange tree. I usually recommend this type of orange because it's been specially bred for Arizona gardens. Beautiful, delicious fruit in the winter. It's a good juice orange and a good eating orange. You can just peel it and eat it. The blossoms are fading. So we have a few little green fruits forming, and what happens with these is that in late April, early May, the tree takes stock of how many of these little babies it can raise to maturity, and then drops the rest. So if you ever see little green fruits hanging on the floor, don't be too alarmed. Back here, I have two peach trees. I have a little tiny one and a big one. The first one we planted on the right actually wasn't even producing fruit. So we took that out and added a new one. But I get peaches usually towards the end of May is when I harvest them. We love to eat them, and I love to make jam out of those. Over here, this used to be my second vegetable garden. But now you'll notice there's no vegetables in it. There are only flowers. And I've given, again, lots of plants to test from gardeners, from growers. And that's what's in here. I have several David Austin roses to try. The larger one there is called Olivia Rose and has beautiful pale pink blossoms. I love it. The red one is brand new. I just planted that. They want to see how the dark red roses do in our climate, so they sent me a few to try. There's nothing better than getting free plants in the mail, except sometimes I need to find space for them. Other roses here. This is a little teeny tiny one I got that was barely 3 inches tall when I got it. Is going. This is a Gaillardia in the front. It has no flowers right now. This is a Take It Easy shrub rose. It does really nicely in the garden. These wildflowers are toad flax. They're getting ready to stop. And that little, walk in here. This little guy is a verbena. It's a native verbena, and I got it at the Santa Barbara Botanical Garden. I can't remember the name, but it loves my garden. This area is kind of a transition. It's not doing a whole lot right now, and I pulled some stuff out, and I'm going to receive a new shipment of plants from growers to try out in the garden. Over here, this beauty, look how big that is. This is called a Pink Beauty Arumophila, and it's usually a pretty big shrub. I've kind of pruned it into a small tree. It does beautifully. It blooms really off and on throughout the whole year. Birds love it. And it's just a really wonderful plant. And not many people have it, but again, it's Arumophila lanii. I think it's Lanii or something like that. All right, back here against the wall are my 2 apple trees. People are surprised you can grow apples in the desert, but you can. There's 2 varieties that do well. One is called Anna's, and the other one is called Dorset Golden, and I have one of each. And apples are ripe in June, and kids love to pick them off the tree and eat them. I make 1 apple pie a year, and that's when I do it. I do it in June, and the kids enjoy it, and some of my nieces and nephews come over, and we make a pie together, and it's really been a fun tradition. So this is my side garden.